I doing now? I would be revising entire first chapter, but I will not go in detail. And now onwards, please maintain your discipline. Do not miss the class, otherwise it will be difficult for all of you to catch basics. Okay. And I like to highlight this point that basics are the most important part or elements in your sociology optional journey. If you are going to study the core of this discipline, okay, if you're going to study that how sociology should be approached, okay, not only for your civil services, like for your optional, but also that what is the meaning, what is the nature of it, how this discipline is helping you to become critical, then I would suggest that please see it from a deeper perspective. Okay, so the first chapter of class 11, that is Introduction to Sociology, you would see that how these people have started, say, like the chapters, they're asking you to observe your surroundings. Okay, so these two, I would say, just a moment. So this is the Introduction to Sociology, class 11, right? Now you will see here sociology and society. Okay, so here in this two paragraphs, or in fact in this one page, on this first page, you would see this page is asking you to observe your surroundings. Then they are asking you multiple questions with respect to individual choices. So here the debate is that do we have as an individual freedom to do whatsoever we want to do, or we are having constraints? Are we having constraints is the important phenomena that is UPSC or sociology optional, is asking you to, like, think on it. So, if you'll see UPSC also, the entire exam pattern, it is asking you to think in certain framework. So it is like, guiding you that, okay, these are the syllabus, this is how you have to prepare and this and that. So ultimately, aspirants are not free. You need to follow the guidelines of UPSC. At the same time, UPSC sometimes, because of student agitations, protests, government, whatsoever, they also change their policies, right? So even UPSC being autonomous body has to somewhere think the will or ideas of UPSC aspirants, and UPSC aspirants broadly has to follow the guidelines of UPSC body. Now what have I done? I have given you a like simple explanation between how individuals are living in the society, what society is telling us to do. So the way you people are following the guidelines of UPSC for preparing and to get selected for various jobs, you are not free. You are doing whatsoever is being told to by is being told to you by UPSC. पहला part. But UPSC को भी आप change करते हो. Who are the people who are making the rules and regulation of UPSC? It is definitely individuals. Okay, it is definitely those aspirants who must have cleared the exam. Now they are settled in, important positions. So similarly, you should use similar, analogy to understand the debate between society and individuals. So in this one paragraph, it is asking you that you maybe are highly educated, you might have all skills, but still you are unemployed. Why are you unemployed? Is it because are you lacking the skills, or is it system who is not providing you enough? Both can be the factors. Okay? So you people have to read these 2 points like that. Okay? Then you will see here the very first topic in class 11. It's all about sociological imagination. Those who have missed the earlier classes, they need to tell me. I will upload the notes. Okay? Jasprit, and there are some other students who are making the notes. I think Jasprit, you are making your notes. Krishna, you are as well. Open your camera, both of you.
Ma'am, camera option is not here.
Why? It must be here.
Ma'am, the
No, no,
mode
no.
has changed. Earlier it was Google Meet, now it has changed back to the
No, no,
Teams
earlier
mode.
also we had camera option. So हो नहीं सकता that we do not have camera option. You talk to admin, okay? Anyway, now this is a sociological imagination. I want all of you to revise your notes. I've already given dictations on it. Okay? So sociological imagination is, you can say it's a procedure which is being deployed by all sociologists. This imagination theory is given to us by Rit Mills, Charles Rit Mills. Charles Rit Mills is a neo-Marxist. Neo-Marxist, who are neo-Marxists? Neo-Marxists is like those who are following Marxist idea, Karl Marx ideas, but with changes. Okay. So Jaspreet, you can see students are opening their camera. You must be not knowing it. Okay. So later you can see and open the camera. Fine. So in sociological imagination, Cyril Mills is asking you to look beyond the surface level. Okay. So I may think that you are having problems in answers writing. So this is an immediate part, but I have to see why it is. Okay. And I have to see the real core reasons. So I do not really have to see the apparent realities, but I have to deep dive into it. Open कर दो बेटा इसे. समझ में आया? तो एक पार्ट है सोशियोलॉजिकल इमेजिनेशन. अब इसी में से यूपीएससी ने गाइस क्वेश्चन भी पूछा था 20 मार्क्स. हाँ, ठीक है. तो वो मैंने आप लोगों को नोट्स पे लिखवाया हुआ है. बहुत ही सिंपल है. सीरिट मिल्स का कहना है, अगर मैं बहुत इफ आई एक्सप्लेन इन इजी, वेरी इजी लैंग्वेज. कृष्णा, यू आर कंफर्टेबल विद दिस मच हिंदी? यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस मच ऑफ हिंदी? Okay, no problem, Jaspreet beta. Krishna, you understand this much of Hindi, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, okay. Although class is fully going to be in English, but there are some students who do not want, complete English class, so classes will sometime can be bilingual, but right now all the students are very comfortable in English, so I'll be using English language. So Cyril Mills, sociological imagination is important. It's simply arguing what? So this is what I'll revise here. I believe this is very much influenced by the writing of Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein have argued that what is more important than knowledge is imagination. Okay? So you may think individuals are living in this below poverty line. Okay? Maybe because they are lacking skills. Although I also believe that no one can remain poor until unless they don't want it. Okay? So it's definitely an individual efforts. No one would die actually out of food, but definitely you will also find that it's a system, that basically can push individuals into poverty line or above poverty line, and there can be lot many cases. If I am born in a society where there is a high level of corruption, definitely I have to struggle a lot. Okay, even if I have got good education, everything, I may not get a job. The system might not support me. So Cyril Mills, with his writing, he was an American sociologist, arguing that you need to know that your personal trouble can have connections with public issues. Okay? So you might be failing again and again in any competitive exams, and you may think that you are not working hard, but you would see that along with your efforts, you are facing constraints or challenges from system as well. अगर सिस्टम ने सिविल सर्विसेज में जैसे सीसैट का पार्ट किया हुआ है, राइट? सीसैट मैंने लास्ट ईयर का जो एनालाइज किया, ऑल्दो मैं बहुत ज्यादा टेक्निकल नहीं हूँ, ओके, आई फाउंड इट के ये एमबीए के बच्चों को भी डिफिकल्ट लगा होगा. बट आई हैव टू सी इट इन अ critical manner. Largely, if you are coming from science background, तो कहीं ना कहीं उनको बहुत शुरुआत से स्टडी करनी पड़ती है सारी चीजें, बिकॉज सिविल सर्विसेज में ज्यादातर ह्यूमैनिटीज ही है. 70-80% इट्स ह्यूमैनिटीज. ओके, अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर GS3, उसमें भी दैट इज करंट अफेयर्स. ओके, एंड देन सीसैट वाला पार्ट, दोनों को ही एज है. सीसैट में साइंस स्टूडेंट्स को थोड़ा, मैथमेटिक्स वाले स्टूडेंट्स को एज हो जाता है, बाकी इधर जो आपकी मेंस है उसमें ह्यूमैनिटीज वाले को. ऑप्शनल इज न्यूट्रल, तो आपकी मर्जी, आप कोई भी ऑप्शनल चूज करें. तो कहीं ना कहीं एक ये पॉइंट आ जाता है. फाइन. सो हियर यू जस्ट नीड टू सी व्हाट सीरिट मिल इज आर्गुइंग. आपकी जो अचीवमेंट्स है या जो आपकी फेलियर्स है, उसमें रोल होता है आपके समाज का. सिंपल है, बहुत इजी लैंग्वेज में है. जब आप रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स देखोगे तो उसको और आपको क्लैरिटी आ जाएगी. ओके, मूविंग फॉरवर्ड in this chapter only, this is a very important paragraph. Okay, UPSC ने इसी वाले क्वेश्चन में, इस वाली लाइन में, यू नो, क्वेश्चन 20 मार्क्स का पूछा था, एंड दिस इज द वन. Then I spoke about pluralities and inequalities among societies. Krishna, did I? Jaspreet, ये वाला टॉपिक कंप्लीट हुआ था?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
अब यहाँ पे इस वाले पेज में दो इंपॉर्टेंट की टर्म्स हैं. यहाँ तक आदित्य, कैन यू अंडरस्टैंड? ओके, अच्छा, व्हाट आई वांट टू से दैट गाइस, सी, my approach is very different. Let me just, let me briefly explain you this. I believe May तक 15th or maybe 20th May, whatsoever dates will be, मैं आप लोगों का बेस बड़ा स्ट्रॉन्ग करूंगी. ओके, I would not be completely taking each chapter the way I am teaching the first chapter class 11th में या क्लास 12th का तो इंडियन सोसाइटी है, मैं ज्यादा कराती नहीं, उसको जरूरत नहीं है. आई बिलीव तो स्ट्रैटेजी बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंट है. ओके, और बहुत आपको समझना पड़ेगा मेरे इस स्ट्रैटेजी को. आप देखोगे कि मैं ये जो फर्स्ट चैप्टर है, इसमें मैं ऑलमोस्ट आपका पूरा सोशियोलॉजी का बेस क्रिएट कर दूंगी विद थिंकर्स. एक और चैप्टर है उसमें वेस्टर्न सोशियोलॉजिस्ट एंड इंडियन सोशियोलॉजिस्ट, उन दोनों को भी मैं बहुत डीप पढ़ाऊंगी. ओके, तो एनसीईआरटी में आपको समझना होगा कि आप इस पोजीशन में आ जाओगे maybe this entire May, okay, that you would be able to solve, I believe, 40% of your PYQs. तो आपको ओवरऑल अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप हो जाएगी, बट यस एडवांस लेवल का कंटेंट नहीं होगा. कंटेंट बहुत जनरल, बहुत बेसिक एनसीईआरटी लेवल का होगा, लेकिन यही वो बेस है जिसकी वजह से एस्पिरेंट्स के ऊपर 100 बच्चों को 100% कॉन्फिडेंस होता है. मेरे एस्पिरेंट्स, मेरे स्टूडेंट्स, यू नो, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, फॉर लाइक नो बाय गॉड ग्रेस, आप लोगों को कभी भी ऐसी फीलिंग ही नहीं आएगी कि पेपर खत्म हो गया, सिलेबस खत्म हो गया और आंसर राइटिंग नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. जैसे मैं और एस्पिरेंट्स बच्चे आते हैं जो कहीं और से सोशियोलॉजी पढ़ के आते हैं, और जब वो मेरे से पढ़ते हैं उनको समझ में आता है कि अच्छा ये भी था, ऐसा लिखना था, ये कॉन्सेप्ट था. उसका सिर्फ एक ही रीजन मुझे लगता है कि मैं आप लोगों को सोशियोलॉजी की तरह पढ़ाती हूँ. यूपीएससी ऑप्शन में जो आप लोग सुपरफिशियल वे में पढ़ते हैं वो नहीं. और एक और गुड न्यूज है, चाहे आप उसको किसी भी तरीके से लीजिए, यहाँ पे बहुत सारे टॉपर्स जिनकी फोटोग्राफ्स आप देख रहे हैं, ये टॉप 20s में है, आई बिलीव टॉप 20s 30s में है, और इनमें से बहुत सारे बच्चों का सोशियोलॉजी ऑप्शनल था. जब मैं इनका मॉक इंटरव्यू में 1-to-1 इनके साथ बैठती थी, इंटरव्यू वगैरह लेती थी, आई हैव रियलाइज दैट दे हार्डली हैड गॉट क्लैरिटी ओवर सोशियोलॉजी. फिर भी उनका 270, 280, 290 स्कोर है. इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका मतलब है कि अगर आपने कहीं ठीक ठाक तरीके से थोड़ा सा पढ़ भी लिया है और आपने आंसर्स राइटिंग भी थोड़ा सा पढ़ के लिख लिया, तो आप जनरल आपको 270, 280 तो मिलना ही है. वो एस्पिरेंट्स, वो टॉपर्स जो टॉप 30 स्टूडेंट, तो 30 रैंक में है, यू नो, with limited understanding of sociology, with no sense of answer writing, they are topping this, you know, they are on the top list, they are clearing the exams with good rank. Just imagine that if you people are going to write your exams with full clarity, you are going to achieve 300 plus. I'm saying this on the basis of facts. Okay, so what I just wanted to brief all of you, that if I am taking along to make your base for sociology by taking class 11 का some chapters, focus here, क्योंकि यही आपको फिर क्रिटिसाइज करने में भी हेल्प होगा, जो आप खुद से करना जरूरी है सिविल सर्विसेज के एग्जाम में जब आप पेपर 2 करेंगे स्पेसिफिकली. और इंटरकनेक्शंस भी आप तभी बना पाओगे, बिकॉज वी आर डीलिंग विद अ discipline that talks about everything which we already know through common sense. You must be knowing marriage, family, kinship, you know about religion, you know about political theories, you know about structures, you know about all these institutions. So how to see it from a sociological manner? क्वेश्चन सारे इजी होते हैं अगर मैं पेपर 2 की बात करूं, लेकिन आप सोशियोलॉजी में लिखते नहीं हो. पेपर 1 का भी वही हाल है. तो इसलिए बेटर है कि सबसे पहले हम लोग समझे कि सोशियोलॉजी है क्या. ठीक है, अब लेट्स मूव टू द नेक्स्ट पेज. नेक्स्ट पेज में जो कॉन्सेप्ट है दैट इज प्लुरैलिटी, राइट. इफ यू सी दोनों में इंटरकनेक्शंस है. इनइक्वालिटीज, ओके, तो ऐसे समझो. तीन कॉन्सेप्ट समझेंगे अभी टू अंडरस्टैंड pluralities and inequalities. Okay, what is culture? Fixed way of living your life, and that is very much transferable to the next generation. Okay, very simple language, way of life. But आगे चल के इसी culture को I would be explaining with the writing of Edward Burnett Taylor, very important. Okay, he in his work Primitive Culture he has explained Edward Burnett, Taylor. Okay, you have in contemporary Clifford Geertz. Okay, you have R.R. Marech. No, there are not many things. Okay, now what is culture? It's a way of life. You can say fixed pattern of your daily routine. So in every territory or in a society, you will find culture, culture universals. जिसको आप कह सकते हो religion, marriage, family, kinship, economy, polity. आप कहीं भी जाओगे आपको कल्चर मिलेगा. Now this culture is now you would say it's also particular. So culture of India is different, culture of Middle East is different, culture of US is different. So it means different societies have different culture. Now what is societies? In societies you are having different social groups. Okay? आपके समाज में सोशल ग्रुप्स है. अब ये जो ग्रुप्स है वो डाइवर्स है. Okay? You will find people are different. They are different racially. By looks also they are different. And they are also different in their beliefs, in their food habits, in their choices of gods, in their choices of maintaining power, status quo, in their choices of economical adaptation, etc., etc. So society is combination of different social groups who are living together. Okay, you can see collectivities. Society can be used as abstract and can also be used as concrete. Clear है? Now what sociology is studying? बताओ, समाज को ही तो पढ़ रही है. Sociology is studying society in a scientific manner. It means if I am asking what makes in India high female infanticide rate, I would say on the basis of evidences that it is patriarchy, it is because of love of son, it is because of shallow mindset. Now, if I am telling you this explanation and I am saying it on the basis of facts, I am talking science. Clear? Is this clear? Now you would see sociologists are looking into societies with this lenses that they can segregate different social groups. And this is a powerful tip for all UPSC aspirants if you are going to get any questions on social problems in paper 1, GS paper 1. Okay? If you want to really write unique perspective and you want to convince an examiner that you think like a civil servant only, even before becoming a civil servant or without getting a training, you must explain that we do not have any homogenized or monolithic identity or a group. For example, you would see in GS1, we are always getting questions on social problems on different sections, such as women, tribes. We are getting questions on tribes, so you can always write. Generally, it is believed that tribes is a homogenized group. However, it is stratified and there are multiple layers of deprivation as per their positions. For example, within tribes, we have particularly vulnerable tribal groups. All the women can have general problem, but they also have specific problems. Sexual harassment is a general problem. Safety issue is a general problem to all females. But females belonging to minorities such as tribes or Jain community or Muslim communities, and you can say Dalit communities, they are going through a multiple layers of deprivation and exploitation. So being female, I may be sharing the general problem with other female categories, but if somebody is coming from the tribal category and that too from a particular vulnerable tribal group, they are facing more challenges. That is why we need to talk scientific to promote and to argue that reservation is beneficial, because we are having ability to see diversities. Indians as general must be having some general problem, similar problems, but those who are on the ladders on the bottom position, they are more underprivileged than those who are on the upper section. So sociologists are able to see segregation. So we know that society is stratified. Now those who are at the bottom are facing major inequalities. And please understand, equality is a myth. You will not going to find any societies where you will find equality. Egalitarian, you cannot see egalitarian society anywhere, but yes, we must have ideals to have egalitarian society. Okay? So when you will see this one particular chapter here, you will see that how our society is divided on various identities. So we do have diversities. Okay? So society is not confined in this manner only. Okay? You will see, and there are not many other explanation. Okay? That how you people can see different groups. Okay? Then they have given the films where they are explaining rural society, urban society, this and that. Okay? Clear hai? Now, this name you should write, Amartya Sen. How inequality is central to differences among societies. Some Indians are rich, most are not. Some are well educated. Some are living luxurious lives, some are not. So there are different kinds of inequalities and each of them require serious attention. So why are we talking about stratification? Stratification means division of society. Why are we talking about that? That at least we can read and reduce inequalities. How many of you got the clarity? Is it clear? So let me just give you a summary. In first topic, please write down the summary quickly. See, if you really want to crack this exam, be very good in writing skills. You should be immediately learn to write summaries. Okay, so this is my way of teaching all of you. I would be training you to write summaries in the class, first of all. Okay, you cannot directly jump to answer writing. This is the common mistakes which aspirants are doing. Okay, because you people are not getting right guidance. This is a major problem, guys. Okay, immediately after thinking that you want to prepare for the exam, aspirants are looking for the optionals. So they look into the syllabus. How do you know what is there in the syllabus? It will not going to give you any idea until unless you are not having orientation of syllabus And after that, what aspirants do, they see the PYQs. Another bigger mistakes, I would say. How will you know what Clifford Gates is arguing if you have not seen? And you will see Clifford Gates questions. You might see Purushotas. You might see, any question in PYQs, and then you do not know. You have not studied. How will you decide it's the easy option for you or not? This is really problematic. And then this is where aspirants' confidence sometimes decreases or sometimes get increases, and some students are overconfident. Okay, what you people do? You start looking the toppers' answers. Okay, toppers को भी नहीं पता था कि वो toppers हैं. उनकी कॉपीज ऐसे ही चली जाती है. मेरे कितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो एग्जाम्स क्रैक कर रहे हुए हैं और उनको अच्छे मार्क्स भी मिले हुए हैं. उनको मैंने 0 भी दिए हुए हैं कितने मार्क्स में, राइट? तो अब फिर वो अगर टॉप कर गए और उसके बाद आई जस्ट स्टार्ट शोइंग देयर आंसर्स, दिस इज प्रॉब्लम, दिस इज अ मेजर प्रॉब्लम. You do not have to see and compare your answers to the toppers. You do not know their journey, first of all. So there is a fixed ways to learn about the answer writing. Okay, you do not make anyone your educator or your guide. In today's time, this is what missing. Okay, this is a major problem, guys. Anyone can become and talks like a emeritus or professors. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of research work to make philosophical statements. So what is happening in this period, as Jean Baudrillard have argued that we are having hyper realities. He has given the theories of simulators, like simulacrus, you can say, where he is saying that media is representing and making the images of someone. For example, I should not say the names, you must be knowing if you people are from Karol Bagh. There are some teachers that talk as if they are the biggest philosophers, biggest philosophers more than like Socrates or Albertus Magnus or like Plato, or they are they are the postdoctorates, they are the social scientists. They have made India proud worldwide in their discipline. Okay, because they are making the reels, they have the good team, videos are going on, editors are working there, and then there is the people who are working on search engine optimization. So your picture, your videos are there, and then you have been portrayed as you are a great teacher. I'm really sorry, you are not. Okay, I am debunking this myth in my postdoctorate work. Okay, anyone can become teacher these days, so please do not make yourself fool. The toppers answers, you do not have to compare it to it. You do not know their journey. They might be writing bullshit answers. Okay, so you need to rely on yourself. Please choose your battle in whatsoever you are writing, it's your battle, and choose and work and choose your tools very carefully. Answer writing requires steps. Okay, you cannot just quickly start writing answers. That is going to maybe accelerate your confidence, and sometimes it will be overconfident. You will think I can do everything on my own. AI है, ये है, वो है, right? Guidance अभी भी नहीं है बच्चों के पास. अब बच्चे ज़्यादा I would say distracted है. So if students are telling that they decide the quality of a teachers on Instagram reels, you do not know where we are going. Right? So if somebody wants to show that they are having the biggest lessons of life, philosophies, they should have some credibility. Okay? It was just like, you are a bureaucrat, you wanted now to switch on your job, you started your coaching industry, right? You started your coaching, and now you are becoming a teacher like that. Don't do that. It is really wrong. Okay? So, why am I saying this? I'm trying to debunk the myths. I'm trying to guide all of you so that you people see that what should be the right approach. Okay, you cannot decide teacher quality with 1 minute reels on Instagram. I am being persuaded by my company that ma'am, make the Instagram reels, you need to be there, you need to be seeing and this and that. That is false. That I have to do it because yes, I have to get into the system to change the system. This is my belief. But that is wrong. Okay? So first of all, you need to know how you will write. So far, whatsoever I have explained, see yourself if you are able to write it in one paragraph. You will see that, okay, you are getting obstructions with respect to words. You do not know the vocabulary. You do not know how to articulate, how to have coherence. These are the basic grammar or English problems, or even I would say language problem. Forget about your medium. Even if you're writing in Hindi, you cannot write a coherent paragraph. Forget about writing for civil services in 150 words for 10 markers and 250 and 300 words for 20 markers. How can you learn this skills of writing by some youngsters, Gen Z's teachers? Anyone is becoming teacher. Tell me, I'm telling you, see the system even after getting degrees in, from institute like Jamia or JNU, PhD की डिग्री लाने के बाद भी 2 साल तक 3 साल तक परमानेंट होने के लिए यू नीड अ ट्रेनिंग. आपका सिलेक्शन बहुत मुश्किल से होता है. Here how you can, like, we people are playing with the actually the future of India. अगर आपने ब्यूरोक्रेट्स की स्टार्टिंग में ही इस तरीके से हम लोगों ने ट्रेनिंग स्टार्ट करी है जहां पे सब कुछ आई वुड से इल्यूजन है, हाउ वी कैन थिंक ऑफ अ स्ट्रॉन्ग नेशन. 20 years back or even 50 years back, aspirants used to study from the books. वो बुक्स को ढूंढते थे, लाइब्रेरी में जाते थे, खुद से मेहनत करते थे, इवन दे आर इनरोल्ड इन इंस्टीट्यूट्स. आज क्या हो रहा है, आप एक आंसर के लिए एआई टूल के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट हो, राइट? एआई टूल कैन हेल्प ओनली प्रोफेसर्स और टीचर्स लाइक मी जिन्होंने इन डेप्थ पढ़ा हुआ है. तो भाई आई तो टेल दिस इज अ रॉन्ग इंटरप्रिटेशन यू आर टेलिंग, this is wrong information you are telling because I have studied that much. Many a time, very famous AI tools such as ChatGPT is giving us wrong answers. AI tool cannot replace the bookish understanding, the struggle, the pain. I am not saying that you people have enough time, but at least read NCRTs. These are the state books. Okay, do not buy the books which are mentioned on Google. ऑप्शनल सोशियोलॉजी बुक, कुछ किसी कोई आईएएस ऑफिसर है, उन्होंने अपना नाम दे दिया, एसईओ कर दिया, हजार रुपए में वो बुक पढ़ रही है, कंटेंट देखो गार्बेज. कुछ यूपीएससी क्लासेस है, आई स्लीपी क्लासेस, बच्चे स्लीपी हो जाएंगे, सोचने समझने की ताकत खत्म हो जाएगी. सोशियोलॉजी के साथ तो ये नहीं चलेगा. ओके, तो आंसर राइटिंग के लिए क्या करना है? सबसे पहले ट्राई टू राइट ऑन इन योर ओन वर्ड्स. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल अभी मैंने प्लुरलिटीज एक्सप्लेन करा, फिर मैंने क्या एक्सप्लेन करा? इनइक्वालिटीज. आई हैव एक्सप्लेन टू कॉन्सेप्ट. वन, सोशियोलॉजिकल इमेजिनेशन, सीरेट मिल्स. So you should know that, okay, ma'am has taught something on Spirit Mills, where she has explained that how my personal problem relate with yourself. That I was thinking that I'm very poor in studies, but it's not because of my personal issues. Maybe because I have studied in a government school or whatsoever, where I have not got proper system of education because corruption was too high. So because of that, I am now suffering. Then related from individual to the macro level. Okay, so you can see that the problem of unemployment, it's not because of the failure of individual efforts, but maybe because of system failure. Now after that, what am I explaining? I have explained what is culture, what is society, civilization. If I'll talk about, see, first of all, it was culture. Okay, people have made very rudimentary form of institutions. For instance, God हमने create करा, but our God was living in jungles only. It was animism that there are some supernatural power who is controlling us. Then we have created incest taboo. Incest taboo means rules and regulation, whom you will mate or whom you will not mate. तो immediate blood groups में mating नहीं करेंगे. वही later on marriage बना, marriage के rules बने, फिर उसके बाद पॉलिटी एक साथ रह रहे हैं तो कौन लीडर बनेगा, राइट? फिर धीरे 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 it got evolved and we have started creating materialistic things for our survival. Civitas is a term that can help us to understand the term civilization. Civilization का मतलब है कि अब हमने भगवान को अपने दिमाग से लाके मंदिर और या मस्जिद में रख दिया. अब हमने मटेरियल प्रेजेंटेशन कर दिया. पॉलिटी के लिए हमने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बना दिया या मनुस्मृति बना दिया. अब हम वी कैन सी द मटेरियल थिंग्स. सेम विद इकोनॉमी. पहले हम हाथों से ही हंटर एंड गैदरर कर रहे थे, अब हमने मशीनरीज बना दी. So now we have, you can say, civilization is an advanced stage of culture. Now what is society? Society is a place, is a territory where different peoples are living with different views. So हमारे अलग विचार हो सकते हैं. That is society. What sociology is doing? Sociology is studying society in a scientific manner. Now, what is the relevance of studying sociology? We need to live in a peaceful environment. Coexistence हमको करना है, लड़ाई झगड़े नहीं करने हैं, because we are not animals anymore. Yes, Carl Linnaeus has put us into the category of animal. We belong to animal kingdom, but our ancestors long time back only have left animal instincts. अब हम इंसान हैं, क्यों? क्योंकि we are having 1400 to 1600 cranial capacity. We are thinking, we are making rules and regulations, we are not killing, we can control our emotions, we know our emotions, we know ourselves. तो अब हम अलग हो चुके हैं सारे अलग स्पीशीज से, ठीक है? फिजिकली भी हम अलग है, वी आर बाइपीडियल, ओके, वी हैव अपोजिबल थम्स, वी हैव वर्निक ब्रोका एरिया, आवर फ्रंटल लोब हमारे ब्रेन में इट्स वेरी complex and very strong, highly developed, so at parietal and occipital lobes. Okay, we do not have claws. हम physically भी एक अलग प्राणी बन चुके हैं और हम socially भी, because we were physically different from others and more evolved, more advanced. We have created culture and further we have created society. Now, what is happening? We can see, to live in a society, we must reduce inequality. That is what makes us human. Okay, and sociology emerged in 19th century after, you can say, French revolutions and at the time of industrialization, and then we have got the impact. Okay, so all this two pages, and particularly writing of Amartya Sen, is arguing to have just society. Okay, Amartya Sen is very important. He has written a very good theory, capability and deprivation approach. Write down capabilities and deprivation approach. Another work, democracy as freedom. Very important for UPSC aspirants, not only for sociology. So there are people who are dying out of food. There are people who are suffering from obesity. This is introducing sociology. Okay. Then I have explained that sociology is not the first subject to do so, where we are studying the people. There were disciplines such as theology, philosophy. Okay, there are other disciplines, but they were not using scientific evidences. Now this name is again important, Peter Berger. Please write down. So Peter Berger is also arguing that the job of sociologist is to, the job of a sociologist is to see the realities, hidden realities. We need to see the real problems. Peter Berger has written a work, Invitation to Sociology, where he is arguing that sociologists are just like a spy who can see what other people are not able to see. You can see here, he has explained all this here. Okay. Then here, sociology and common sense. Everybody make theories, and we make theories because of common sense knowledge. Even you do not have proper agents of socialization such as parents, schools, and so on, but still an individuals who are born in a society will learn to navigate his or her life in a society through the process of enculturation. So through common sense, we can live and we can adapt. Okay. So it is very important for us to differentiate between what is sociology and what is common sense. Okay. So when I would be teaching your advanced level, this is where I will stop and I will explain in a deeper manner. Okay. Sociology and common sense. But you can see here, I have already given a distinction. Okay. That what is sociology and what is common sense. Okay. Is this clear? Now here you will see the intellectual ideas that went into the making of sociology. Okay, this is really very important, and UPSC did ask question for 20 marks, and I think we have already covered this. Okay, so you will see by the 19th century what happened. By the 19th century, intellectuals have replaced the logical or philosophical explanation to understand physical and social world. Okay, because see knowledge कैसे form हुई है? We do have a post modernist. यहाँ पे आप वैल्यू एडिशन कर सकते हो. मिशेल फूको, a French sociologist who talks about there is a strong relation between knowledge and power. So knowledge is being created by individuals, and this knowledge is being created to control. So those who create knowledge, they are the powerful. Okay. Now, how this knowledge got constructed? Aditya, what is knowledge, by the way? Includes information. Okay, you can say analysis. There are lot many words for knowledge. Okay, so knowledge is basically telling us facts, truth. Okay, so in this world we do have two representations. Okay, this is if I'll just talk about. Okay, all this we do have a physical world and we have a social world. All the knowledge is basically revolving around these two. Physical world, we call it as natural science or natural world, and this is a social world, right? So humans do have this structure called brain. We are always thinking about our surroundings. We are thinking who has created this world. We can see sky above us. We can see water, the nature, and we are trying to understand that why the sun is coming in the morning, where it is disappearing, then we are seeing the stars, this and that. Humans were inquisitive. Unlike other species, we not only think, we think in a dimension, in a temporal dimension. How? This is no other species can do. We think past, present, and future. Right? I can consider past, what had happened. I can consider what is happening and what can happen. So my thinking is highly advanced. No other animals are doing this. Okay? Because we can consider this time zone, and you will see, just because of our this ability where we can think abstract, and we are planning. We plan before even eating. We plan even before coming to the classes. We are imagining. So humans must have imagined how I can kill this big moth, big animal. I don't have claws. I don't have, canine tooth, because canine tooth started disappearing when when we become Homo erectus. Even during the time of, I would say, Australopithecines, that canine got reduced. ओके, प्रोगेंथिज्म तो था डेफिनेटली, और हमारे जो टूल्स थे वो काफी बड़े थे, जॉ लाइन काफी था, लेकिन होमो इरेक्टस के टाइम पे आते 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 वी नो दैट वी आर नॉट दैट स्ट्रॉन्गर. ओके, बट स्टिल humans have this brain. Encephalization is like high EQ level. सोच सकते थे, उनका EQ लेवल हाई हो चुका था. उन्होंने स्टोन्स बना लिया, स्टोन टूल्स बना लिया, फिर स्टोन टूल्स के साथ आयरन टूल्स बना लिए. then we have made wood plow, then iron plow. इंसानों ने एग्रीकल्चर की शुरुआत कैसे करी बताओ? टूल्स कैसे डेवलप करे? आयरन को उन्होंने कैसे डेवलप करा? मेल्ट किया ना, तो फायर, इट वाज फायर ओनली. उन्होंने एक्सपेरिमेंट किया, इस फायर में कुछ डाल के देखते हैं, अरे ये तो पिघल गया, अब इसमें कुछ और बनाते हैं. एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन. ओके, सो व्हाट इज नॉलेज? Knowledge is answer to all those inquisitive questions emerge in human's mind. Further, this knowledge got another name. Theology. Okay, our ancestors has written about God. Manusmriti, Quran, Vedas, scriptures, Bible, Torah. तो पहले जो हमने लिखना शुरू किया या हमारे पास जो नॉलेज आई वो कहाँ से आई? फिलोसोफर्स, फिलोजिस्ट. ओके, इन इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट किसने वेदास लिखा? ब्राह्मण्स. कास्ट सिस्टम में सुपीरियर पोजीशन किसकी है? ब्राह्मण्स. इसी को तो क्वेश्चन करेंगे बाद में हम, राइट? People are writing and then they are keeping maximum privileges for themselves. Out of two genders, किसने ये किताबें लिखी? मेल. तभी यूपीएससी ने सोशियोलॉजी में क्वेश्चन पूछा था, ऑल द मेजर रिलीजन इन द वर्ल्ड इज पेट्रियार्कल. ऑल द मेजर रिलीजन्स इन द वर्ल्ड इज पेट्रियार्कल. क्योंकि लिखा ही मर्दों ने है तो उन्होंने अपने लिए चीजें लिख दी. औरतों ने अगर वेदास सुन लिया तो उनको कान में गरम तेल डाल दो ताकि वो चली जाएं. सजदा होता तो औरतों को होता, right? So there are lot many opinions, and questions on it. We'll discuss later on. I'm just trying to tell you how knowledge is constructed. क्योंकि जर्नी यहाँ से स्टार्ट हो रही है जब मैं थिंकर्स खत्म कराऊंगी देन आई विल टॉक पोस्ट मॉडर्निस्ट सच एज मिशेल फूको जो कह रहे हैं नॉलेज ही जो है वो करप्टेड है, कंस्ट्रक्टेड है. फिलोसफी आया, थियोलॉजी आया, ठीक है. अब हमने यहाँ पे कहीं ना कहीं हम 14th सेंचुरी तक आ चुके हैं. ओके, जर्नी हमारी 14th सेंचुरी से मैं बताऊंगी सोशियोलॉजी कैसे इमर्ज हुई. ओके, अब यहाँ पे हम क्या देख रहे हैं, लोग जो है एक फेज पे आए हैं दैट इज रेनाइंसा, रीबर्थ. ओके, पीपल आर सेइंग so far the knowledge which we know about the physical world or the social world is not right. It can be biased. We do not know what is right and wrong. We cannot talk on the will of God, right? So Immanuel Kant in his essay The Age of Reasons arguing that people are coward and lazy, that is why they don't question. If you are having stomach ache, you will go and seek a doctor instead of clergymen. How come you go to a church and confess your sins and donate your properties and somebody is telling you, now your sins are removed? My relation with God will be decided by God only. Who else will tell? Right? So there are people who give fatwas. तुम मुसलमान नहीं हो, तुम ये हो, तुमने गलत किया. तुम्हें क्या पता भगवान क्या चाहता है? क्या भगवान से मिले हो? During 14th century, people started questioning this. And they have argued that we will not see our world through the writings of philosophy or theology. So what we want? We want rationality, or we must have science. And science or scientific theories replace earlier dogmatic theories. Okay? So during 19th century, we have got a paradigm known as evolution. That everything around us grew from simplicity to complexity. Okay? So people now are thinking that once we are going to replace God from reasons, from science, we are going to have a just society. People were talking about scientific advancements and progress. अब हमने साइंस को क्या किया? हमने भगवान बना दिया. ओके, अब साइंस को हमने भगवान बना दिया. और you know that who are experimenting and giving the theories? Who are they? They are humans only. They are humans only, no? तो किसी ने हॉस्पिटल्स, मेडिसिन, ओके, बनाए. तो किसी साइंटिस्ट ने एटॉमिक बॉम्ब्स, न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स बनाए. ओके, किसी ने साइंस को बनाया टू कंट्रोल पीपल ओनली. In today's world, we are living in a high-risk society, as per Ulrich Beck. Yes, yes, please go. As per Ulrich Beck. So you go and you often must have heard the stories that you have seen that how people have got hospitalized and doctors are telling you that the diseased person has to be on ventilator, and later you know that the person had died long time back only, but still they are making the money. or you got the medicines, you're welcome, you got the medicines and so on. You do not know what is right. Okay, so you're living in a high risk society. So science can bring prosperity, at the same time it can bring destruction as well. This is what happened in earlier 20th century and late 19th century. With advent of industrialization and urbanization, people were thinking that if we are going to have lot of scientific progress and advancements, we are going to help humanity to sustain and grow. On the contrary, but we have got opposite of it. People started getting more and more sufferings. People now have started living in slum areas. Children have started now working. Okay, so you will see it was intellectuals who have spoke about that we need to see society in a scientific manner. So we do have a Renaissance intellectuals who question the Renaissance and Enlightenment thinkers who questions the hegemony of religion and argue that we need to bring science. Okay, so they emphasized on reasons, advancement of scientific knowledge. Okay, and they argue that we can talk on the basis of facts, right? And then we have got Auguste Comte, who also argued that yes, we need a positivism to understand society. Okay, and then you will see here the making material issues, what went into the making of sociology, right? So it was because of these factors, right? You will see industrialization, because of which sociology emerged. Now what have I done? I have explained sociological imagination 1. Then what I did? What have I explained? Tell me. Pluralities and inequalities. Then little bit sociology and common sense. Then how intellectuals have formed the initial stages for the development of sociology. Okay? Fine. Just a moment.